There is this quiet lie you and I both run on. And the lie that I've been talking about is I do it later. So you say it when you're tired and I'm saying it when I'm scared. And life doesn't punish you immediately for that. Nothing explodes and no one yells at you. You just move your life in this imaginary place called later and feel safe again. But what if that feeling of feeling safe is actually what's keeping you stuck in your life right now? So most of the nights look exactly the same for me. I come home from work, I'm just tired but not destroyed, and it's that type of tired when your brain works but you have problems with your willpower. So I stand in the kitchen staring on my phone and eating whatever is the fastest. And in the back of my mind is a list with the things I said I would do after the work. Gym, a side project, reading, and I can almost feel negotiation to stop. And the second I say tomorrow, all the pressure leaves my body. And that's the dangerous part. Because reality didn't change at all. Only the story I tell myself did. And it's crazy how later sounds. It feels responsible. It feels like planning. And you're not saying no. You're just saying not now. Later I cook properly, later I fix my sleep, later I take the gym seriously, later I figure out what I actually want from my life. But if you zoom out a bit, you realize something ugly. That later never means later. What later really means is that's not important for today. And because today is the only place that something can change now, it quietly becomes not important at all. And you don't feel this as a decision, you feel this as a delay. So I think the later illusion started when you were younger. So in school there was always another semester, another year, another chance. So for example, you can fail a test and still say that you have still more time. And you are right, back then there was more time. Back then life felt like the long hallway of second chances. And I kind of just assumed that it would stay this like the rest of my life. That in my 20s there would be so much time I can experiment. That I have time to figure everything out. Time to be inconsistent and find myself. But I'm 25 now and that's weird, because technically I still have time left, but it doesn't feel the same anymore like it used to do. So the hallway is shorter and later doesn't sound harmless like it used to do. So there's something interesting about time that no one explains to you, that we act differently when consequences are close. For example, if rent is due tomorrow, you don't stay still and say you have more time, I figured it out. You start calling people, you start selling your stuff, you do whatever you have to do to pay that rent on time. And for example, when tomorrow is an exam, you just build the all-nighter. You study like your life depends on it, and you suddenly become focused, disciplined and motivated to study for that exam. And it's not that we don't have urgency. We do. We just only feel it when something outside ourselves is forcing you to a deadline. And the problem is that the real thing that matters the most to us rarely comes with a deadline. So there's no one going to fine you for wasting your 20s. No one is going to email you, hey bro, you said you're gonna do this and this. Why are you not started yet? Those consequences arrive slowly and quiet. And by the time you feel it, you tell yourself, you didn't have enough time or you were unlucky. So I had a friend that always said the same sentence for years and years to come. That once things started to calm down at work, he started with improving his health. And every time I see him, he says a version of that. Work is always insane, there is always a project, a busy season, or just another reason. And recently it hit me that if you need to calm down your life, to do the important stuff, you're basically just saying that you're living your real life only in those gaps. But what if these gaps never come? What if this right now is the gap, but you don't realize it? This messy, slightly overwhelming day by day you're already in. And if you can't move in this version of your life, what makes you so sure that you move in some magical clear version that never exists? And sometimes I just catch myself doing the same things, just in different words. I start to post when I'm less tired. I start going to gym when life isn't draining. I think about long-term goals when my finances are stable. But then I just opened my eyes and looked around me. I still have time to manage to scroll. I still manage to have time to watch some random YouTube videos. And I still have the time to overthink on some stupid things that doesn't even matter. So it's not that I don't have enough time. It's that I don't feel the cost of not doing it yet. And because I don't feel it yet, I act like it doesn't exist. And that, my friend, this is the illusion. And not that we think we're immortal, just that we think that this is normal. That if we don't move today, we just move tomorrow. Same body, same energy, same opportunities. But that's not true, because tomorrow you will be more tired. Tomorrow you will be more discouraged. Tomorrow you will be a tiny bit more used to do nothing. So lately I've been trying something differently in my head. So when I catch myself saying I do it later, I don't argue with it, I just translate it. So the next time I say I do it later, this means, or this translates automatically in my head to I'm okay with staying exactly who I am right now. Or I start next week automatically becomes I'm fine if nothing differently changes next week. And most of the time I hear this and I'm like, no, I'm actually not okay with that. And suddenly the decisions feels different. And I'm not thinking about some huge 5-year plan. I think about how what I feel tonight if I repeated that pattern again. So imagine this. A short timeline, immediate consequences, not in a dramatic way, just honest. So shrinking the deadline does something strange. It removes that fantasy version of yourself from your conversation. You know that future you magically have more discipline, have more motivation, is more creative. So I don't think that the point is to turn your life into some militarized priority schedule. And that's not realistic. You're tired and I'm also tired. And we are humans, we are not robots. But I do think it's dangerous to think that later is free. That you can just move your things in your mind forward without moving them in reality. So the truth is that later actually costs something. It costs a bit trust in yourself, a bit of belief, a bit of momentum that could have existed but didn't. And the scary part is that you don't get a notification for that. No one texts you, hey, you just lost another week from the same habits. It just quietly becomes your life. So when I say later is the most dangerous word that you can use, I don't mean it in a dramatic or life or death way. I mean this in this boring everyday way. So later is dangerous because it feels safe but costs everything, just slowly. So it's the word that lets you postpone the exact decision that would let change your life. So if this video hits a little bit too close, trust me brother, you're not alone. We all have been taught that lie of later. But the only thing you can change is right now. As for that, don't wait too long. Don't watch this video later. Watch it now and we see us next week. Have a good time.